And we are live. Welcome everyone to day 3 of Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. Been about a week since we played. Get to this password here. I was looking it up. Took a picture of it on my phone last time we played. Alright. Perfect. Remember last time we start out as him, and when the part we're stuck in, we're gonna switch over to the card. I guess that bat mode, and hopefully we can bypass some of the most horrendous platforming I've seen in the game. Missed it. Alright, so far so good. I think I'll keep the knife. Sweet. This bat always gave me issues. Dinosaur 872. Have you played any other Castlevania games? Yes, this is actually the 8th game I played. I liked Castlevania Symphony of the Night, so I'll be honest. And then I saw the series on Netflix, and I'm like, why haven't I played more Castlevania than just that? Whoa. And so I figured out that I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and was kind of doing a little bit of research, saw that there was probably a good 30 plus games in the series, and just kind of felt bad that I'm like, I've been a gamer for a long time, so I've played a lot of games and I love Symphony of the Night, but I'm like, why haven't I played any other Castlevania games? So I ended up doing the research, watching people's top 10 lists of Castlevanias of all time, and kind of just made notes what my favorites were. I ended up wanting to do Symphony of the Night again, I wanted to do Rondo of Blood. So I started with Rondo, which is it's like the prequel, I guess you could say, to Symphony of the Night, because you play Rondo, beautiful game, and it really just jumps straight into Symphony right after that. Then I did Circle of the Moon. I did Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, Bloodlines, Super Castlevania 4, and most recently Portrait of Ruin. Loved every one of them. So far, my top 3 are Rondo, Symphony, and I want to say Bloodlines. Aria is pretty good. I know a lot of people put Aria as number 1. I can't do that because Aria to me has pretty weak music. It's the one game that I feel like the music is just not as there as some of the other games, to be honest. But yeah, this is like the 9th game in the series. I've been playing, enjoyed all of them. Portrait of Ruin, I will say though, it's more of like a thank you to the fans, it feels like to me, because it's just such a almost like easy game compared to all the other ones. Maybe against because you have help, but because of that, because of the fact that it just feels very easy, I didn't enjoy it as much as some of the other games. Whoa, he hit me. And dude, die already. Man, it's like never ending. There we go. Such that he hit me though. Yeah, so that's the reason I have the other ones though in my top. I would say I love Rondo because it's the greatest scroller so far. I would think Bloodlines is right there, like not too far away, but Rondo is just probably the best music, storyline, characters, boss fights, feel, everything. Symphony is next because oh crap. Talking too much. Dude, I'm not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it, guys, because I was chanting up too much. And nope, I'm dead because of the time. I guess I'll take that. I think it's the. I mean, I enjoy the mobility. Aria and Dawn have some good mobility, but they're still tough. I just felt the additional help with the mobility of Portrait and having 2 characters that you can swap or have on the screen at the same time just made it way too easy for me. So, especially coming after everything else, I felt like. Especially when you looked at, you're like, whoa, I'm gonna fight Death and Dracula at the same time. This gotta be some like amazing battle, like that's gonna take forever. And especially since like the Death fight by himself right before it was actually a pretty tough fight. It was actually a really good fight. But the combo fight was just too easy, too readable. They have a very set pattern, not hard to find the openings. The only thing that was tough, I think, was a little bit of like his second form was a little bit, but I mean, it didn't take me as much as like Super Castlevania 4, Dracula by himself, the second form with the electricity and where to find the openings when he rains down the electric beams. That one was a little bit harder, trying to find the timing on that with a character that just does not move as easily as you would want him to move. But yeah, Portrait just, and again, I don't want to come across like I'm ragging on it. It's a good game. I just don't feel like it's as good as some of the other ones in the lineup. Especially because, again, a lot of people have Aria as number one. A lot of people have Portrait as number one, and I don't see it just because, again, it was just way too easy. I'm dead. I can't even take a hit. I should have beat him that first time. Dead. I'm gonna jump in there. Yes, continue. 4 is really good too. Yeah, 4 was awesome. I liked 4. 4 had a good balance. I gotta say, the beginning levels, I think I went through that like super easy. The beginning levels, probably breezed through 5 through 6, I want to say. Somewhere around 7 with the green platforms that would spin and drop you if you didn't, like, you had to do these jumps where as soon as you fell on them, you had to like jump right next to the next one, and like automatically, like, otherwise if you land on them and you don't jump right away, you're dead because it'll spin and kill you. I don't know how long it took me to pass those little sections because, yeah, that timing is precise. And then everything from there just kind of was a little bit harder than the beginning of the game, and the boss fights actually in the first 6 sections were pretty easy. I mean, you could get past them just as easy as you. I think the level was a little bit harder than the boss fight. Man, they're just hitting me. All right, whatever then. I wasn't timing myself right. Curse of Belmont Darkness 3D games have more Trevor Belmont. I second Hector if you like anime. Yeah, I have a couple more on the non 3D side that I wanna get to before. I do have 2 on the 3D side that I do want to do. Forget their names right now. I think it's a Lament of Innocence, where they go back and they tell like origins, and because I heard that one's supposed to be pretty good story wise. And then what was the other one on the 3D side? It might have been that one, the one with the monster. What would you call them? I forget what they would call them on the show, but yeah, I think it was that one. But I still have this one. I have Order of Ecclesia, looks pretty good, so I'm gonna do that one. I want to do Harmony of Dissonance. It looks bright, but there's something about how Juice moves so freaking quick in that game that I do want to play that one. So we still have Harmony of Dissonance. We still have Order of Ecclesia. I think those might be the last 2 that I wanted to do. And then, like I said, do a couple. I have at least 2 on the 3D side, starting with Lament of Innocence. Hold on a quick second here. I do have my list right here. Hold on a sec. I'll tell you right now. What do we got? Yeah, so after this, I had Harmony. So after we wrap up 3, we will be doing Harmony of Dissonance and then Order of Ecclesia. And those are the last 2, because I gave myself a list of 10 that I really wanted to play. So let's see, what were the 2 3D games? Yeah, so Lament of Innocence first, and Lord of Shadows. Lord of Shadows, yeah, that was the second one. I have a couple that if I'm still wanting to do some more Castlevania, um, I might do Dracula X because I love Rondo so much that I would like to see it, even if it's not as good. Just it looks like it has pretty good graphics and some additional different boss fights. Like the Dracula boss fight, I hear is different. Um, just the Castlevania Chronicles. Yeah. So those are 2 maybes. Castlevania Chronicles and Dracula X. That's after if I do the 3. So after this, Harmony and Order of Ecclesia, and then on the 3D side, Lament of Innocence and Lord of Shadows. So at least those next 4, I still want to do, but we'll see. We'll see, and who knows? Maybe I will do some more. But those are the ones that I have on my list. Like I said, we're wrapping up the 10 that I didn't want to do. And so far, I've enjoyed it. Obviously, if I'm still here 8-9 games in, I've been enjoying it. And like I said, like I didn't want to seem like I didn't like Portrait. I just said it was easy. So it feels a little bit different than the other games, but it's almost like a love letter. It's like, hey, you love Castlevania. Come here and play this easy version of Castlevania. Just good graphics. You got the characters you love. You got a whip action. You have, I don't know. It just kind of felt like I said, like even like the extras. Like you can be Richter, and Richter's just like overpowered as hell, and you can bring out Richter and Maria at the same time, and it just feels, because this Richter is like, he's no joke. He's like freaking strong. So yeah, it just felt, no. Bounce back. It just felt like they made him way too freaking hard. So I think that's kind of I think that's kind of what kind of threw me off. Like they just made him so freaking overpowered that, what could I compare it to? Okay, so if you guys played I want to say it was Dawn of Sorrow, you are able to play after you're done playing Dawn of Sorrow. It opens up the ability to play as Julius Belmont, and it's actually pretty cool because you keep on hearing about that guy from Arya to Dawn, that he was the Belmont that ended the Curse of Dracula, was able to finally get rid of him once and for all. He's not going to be returning every 100 years now because he finally put an end to it. So you're like, who is this Julius Belmont that we never got to play? And now we actually get to play with him, and like he has some good ability, some good powers, but he's not overpowered, and you can play the game as him. And again, it does not feel overpowered. It just feels different. And you get your own boss fight with Soma at the end, who now is corrupted, and basically he has taken over the Dracula mantle, and you have to beat him up like a Dracula boss fight. He is your boss fight at the end, which I thought was really cool. So again, just not overpowered, still a Belmont. Again, he played pretty sweet, but just like I said, like not overpowered. Richter overpowered as damn, dude. This Richter was like from the beginning, you're just flying through levels. Like he's got an infinite uppercut right from the beginning. His whip does so much damage. He moves really quick. He has a slide. Yeah, I mean, he's insane. If they gave you that one in Rondo, I'd pass Rondo like nothing. But yeah, I think that's kind of what I was feeling. But like, it's still enjoyable, but it just feels like, again, it feels like a love letter. Like, hey, thank you guys for being Castlevania fans. Here's a stress-free Castlevania. Go ahead and play it, and don't worry, we're not gonna make this one too hard. So I think like that's kind of where I'm coming from. Like I liked it, I enjoyed it. It's very, they don't all have to be hard, so I do like just being able to just lay back, chill, and play a Castlevania game, and not have it be like all nervous and like nerves the whole time. If you guys know what I mean. Who do you think would win in a fight, Richter or Trevor or Julius? I just again, I think I would have to be biased, and my bias because I love Richter and I love Rondo so much. I would go with Richter. You'd have to give it to Julius though too, being the one that actually defeated Dracula once and for all. But I would also say, like, I would also take some points away from Julius, because he also lost to those random guys that were wanting to be Dracula's replacement, and they were pretty weak. That's the one thing I didn't like in Dawn of Sorrow, that both Julius and Alucard got defeated by like what to me seemed like the weakest stand-ins that wanted to be like almost like these hipster guys that wanted to be Thomas' replacement and have the take over Dracula's power. Like, to me it was like, really? Alucard was defeated by that. Jules was defeated by that. And I know it's part of the story, but I was like, they should have made those guys a lot tougher. If they were going to allow two of the main characters in the series to be defeated, they better make those characters that defeat them like the strongest characters I've ever seen. And they did not. Yeah, Dario and Luigi or Eugenie, like, dude, it's like they were not tough boss fights in the game itself. They're not great characters. They're very annoying, and they defeated Alucard and they defeated Julius. So it's kind of like, yeah, right, whatever. That's one gripe on Dawn of Sorrow. It's got life. Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't want that. I do not want that. I'm gonna let that go. I might not have enough, but I'm gonna give it a try. Let's see. I can get hit once, and that's it. I think we might have. Yeah, I think we did. Now let's see if we can have Alucard get us to the promised land, but I don't think so. Like, we only have one little hit point. Ah, no, dude, that was so weak. That was so weak. No. All right, we'll go back to. I hate this level. No, let's see. Damn, dude. Just when I thought I made it. Castlevania 64 is one of my personal favorites. I don't think I heard you mention it. 64? You know what? I think you're one of the first people I hear say that. I think like a lot of reviewers, a lot of top 10, top 20 list of Castlevania games, there was like very little love for 64. I think a lot of people said that they came out 64. I think the Konami rushed the game out. It was not ready, and they ended up not having it a complete game. But I think they ended up releasing a follow-up, which was almost like they redid that 64. I forget what the name of it was, but it was basically the same game with additional characters and levels, a little bit more polish. But again, everybody has a different favorite, because like I said, most people's favorites is Aria, not mine. I feel like when you have so many games in the series with like almost like a 10 out of 10 perfect gaming, perfect story, and music, I can't have a game in the top 10 discussion, take everybody else, all the other titles off, and not have an awesome soundtrack. And Aria just has a very, in my opinion, a very dull soundtrack. It's just not memorable. I couldn't tell you one song in there that I will take with me. I mean, Rondo just is full of bangers. I would buy the soundtrack. Symphony of the Night, so many. I mean, like the library song, dude. So many good songs in that game. I mean, there's so many. But yeah, Aria is just. I felt it had a lot of very, very dull sounding music. Did not feel like the action vibe that some of the other games give you. Like in Rondo, there's so many of the songs that just give you this great action vibe as you're playing it, and you feel yourself going through like an adventure with what's on screen, what you're doing, the action, and the music. And yeah, Aria has everything else is great. The graphics are great. The gameplay is great. The story of Soma is great. But the music is the one thing that just kind of ruins it for me. And yeah, so I would have to take a whole like point and a half off of the total on that one, and it might piss some people off, but that's my opinion. I need this. But I feel you there, and not in this series, but I do have my own takes on other series. I'm a huge Dark Souls fan, and I played everything from FromSoft, and a lot of people's least favorite of all the FromSoft games is Dark Souls 2 because it was done by a different team, while Miyazaki's team, I think, was working maybe at that time on Bloodborne. So they handed off the reins to the Dark Souls title to a different studio or a different team, not the main team. And therefore, a lot of people feel like that one is not the one they like the best. That's the one they like the least. For me, it's the opposite. I feel like that's one of my personal favorites. And I don't know if people are looking back and like there's a little bit of a recency bias, or there's a little bit of hate that was not there as I remember when the game came out. I remember the DLCs coming out, everybody loving the DLCs for Dark Souls 2. And so that's one where I feel just like you with Castlevania 64, where it's a game that I love and I see as one of the best, but not the community does not feel the way I feel. I might say I gotta play Dark Souls 2. I haven't played that one in years. I might do like a Steam, download it on Steam. I played it on what system that it came on? PlayStation 3? I say I played it on 3 and 4. Yeah, I think I might get it one of these days when they have it on sale on Steam and do a Steam playthrough of Dark Souls 2. It's the clock. Almost adult. He is adult protagonist, but I mean it's a quiet game. They don't have to be super talkative or anything like that. But I do feel like he is this very like shy guy when they do the cutscenes. So I do get some of the hate he gets. But I mean, when you play it, I feel like in my mind I give him a better personality than what is being displayed on the screen. So it doesn't bother me as much. But I know where people are coming from. He's got a good look, though. I do think he has a really good look with the long white jacket. It's almost like Dracula's look, but instead of the leather black or the golden black, they gave him the white. The PS2 base game, not. No. All of it. I played all of it. I played like just when it came out. I played every single DLC day one as it came out, and I remember this is what I say, like I feel like this was some type of like in my head like some kind of recency bias, because I remember playing those games. I remember playing Dark Souls 2 when it came out. I remember the DLC coming out, and there was 3 packs. There was there was the Ivory King one. Each one of them gave you a crown. I want to say there was like a snow one. There was like an underground one. All 3 of them were like just bangers, like the boss battles, and each one of those, there was the one where you fought like, what was his name, like there was a Black Knight. I don't know if it was like Ramis, like he had like this huge like fire sword, and like the arena that you fought him in was huge. It was an awesome boss battle. The ice level, where it drove me insane that there was no safe bonfires and you had to traverse this like low visibility like ice desert where there's new enemies inside that could kill you like super quick. and then you had to make it all the way to the end and fight two invisible tigers. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, it was just awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. Each one of those was like a mini game. It wasn't like a DLC that like nowadays, like, hey, here's 3 bosses and it's a couple small levels. No, these were like expansions. This was good. We were eating good then. Again, they released those, I want to say it was like $20 each. And man, each time they released one, I don't remember hearing people voice their opinions of how bad they were, this or that, or this is not something I'm enjoying. Each time one of those DLCs came out, people were like, man, like FromSoft is delivering, they don't miss, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm playing these games as they come out. And like I said, nowadays, people look back with like, you hear like people look back with nostalgia at good stuff, but I feel I get this feeling like people look back at Dark Souls 2 with like whatever the reverse of rose-colored glasses are, like they just look back with like, I don't know, maybe they like more the games of now. Dark Souls 3 came out after Bloodborne, had a little bit more action. But I gotta say, like, and I don't dislike any of them. I like 3 as well. I like Bloodborne. I like Sekiro. I like Elden Ring. They don't miss. They don't miss. They're all good. But I don't know where the recent hate for 2 came from. Because like every time I played it, I don't know how many times I played it, and then just like you said, when they released the Scholar, what's it called, Scholar of the First Sin or whatever, when they combined all the packs, I had to buy it. I went back. I think they gave you an additional armor, and like just like a true Dark Souls fan, I was like, well, I'm back. You get the additional content with oh man, who was that tree guy that like you visited his shop? You knew he might have been the guy that made the fake dragon that you fought, and now you get to fight him at the end. He is the true boss fight after what's that death looking lady now? I haven't played in a while. After you fight her, he just takes over and he's freaking tough. And then you get the 3 crowns, you combine them, and now you're human. You get to live on forever, and the curse cannot touch you. You're human, and so you have to try to live like it. It's almost like a positive negative, because I got the feeling, this is how I felt the story ended for me. I don't know how it ended for you guys, but I get the feeling like, okay, it feels like there is no cure, but you get to live on. You're not gonna hollow out. You're not gonna turn zombie. You're gonna stay human. You're gonna live forever, and you're gonna try to find a cure for everybody else. But it leaves you with the feeling like you might not. But I left with the feeling leaving that cave knowing that, armed with like immortality and the ability not to go hollow, I was gonna find a way. I don't know, that's how I felt. So yeah, I'm kind of hyping myself up because I feel like I gotta go back and play that game. Just thinking about it, I was like, yeah, it's been a while. The Fume Night, yes. The Fume Night, yes. It's like you traverse that whole ashen land, and you get to this bottom. It's like a coliseum, and it had very neat stuff. The boss battle itself was awesome. The history of it, watching lore videos for those games are always the best. And then like if you fought another armored knight before it, and if you put on their armor, they both had like a grudge against each other. So if you put on the armor, he just jumped straight into his form 2 with the blazing sword, because he was just pissed at the fact that you were wearing the armor of his enemy. And so it was neat stuff like that just made that game like a lot of fun. And again, just don't know where people's hate for the game came from, because I do not remember the community hating it like that when it came out. To be honest, like my only disappointment with that game was the fact that I missed out. I have platinum very few games in my life, but the games that I did platinum are mostly from soft games. I think I started with Bloodborne, and then I went back and completed every other game. I want to say I did 100%, 300%. Bloodborne multiple times, 100%. Sekiro, 100%. Elden Ring, 100%. 2 escaped my grasp. I did not platinum Dark Souls 2, unfortunately. And the one thing that stopped me was there was one group that you could join, and one of the trophies was to help 10 people or something like that within that group. And by the time I paid attention to that sign and platinuming it, I again I wasn't platinuming them as I went along. I think I loved Bloodborne so much that I must have played that game like 10 times over, and I want to say I platinumed it by the third playthrough, and I just kept playing it. I love that game. Then it just kind of made me look at the trophies for the other games, and I'm like, why haven't I platinumed these other ones? So I looked at it, and I'm like, I'm pretty close to it. So I platinumed the 1, platinum 3, and by the time I got to 2, there was not enough player base left for me to help people out. It was the one where you left like the purple looking sign. I forget what that one was, but oh no, I don't want that. Yeah, you were the one where you leave the purple sign. I had to help people in that party, and I think maybe one of the other parties. But yeah, it was that was the one thing that disappoints me, and I wish I could go back and do that. I don't know, maybe like since it's been released on Steam, maybe there's a little bit, and with Elden Ring being as huge as it was, there's been a lot more interest in the game. So hopefully I can platinum that game and get that last trophy, because that would be the last FromSoft game trophy that I would have to get in order to platinum all FromSoft games. I hate this guy. There we go. The Smelter Demon, yes, the Smelter Demon, muy bueno. Let me see this. So you got a little list going on here. Plan, pay attention. Okay. It's number 1, Old Iron King. It was pretty good, pretty good. Allion 3, Smelter Demon 1, Fume Knight, Smelter Demon 2, Lies of. Okay, so those are your top 5 in it. Old Iron King, Allion. Which one's Allion? Is Allion the knight? I love the knight fight, the samurai fight with the super awesome palace with the sunset and the reflective floor. Um, that was freaking awesome. Awesome boss fight. Just a good looking boss, good looking arena, very unique. He had that huge freaking samurai sword. I forget his name. Melter Demon. Melter Demon. Melter Demon. Like it's one of those fights which was super annoying, and by the time you figure him out, it becomes so easy. And the first time you beat him, you're just like, ah, thank God. And it's one of those like great accomplishments that you just feel like, oh, this thing was tough, but I got through it, and now I know. Now, it's like any other Dark Souls game. Like now, you can just kind of enjoy beating it. Yeah, I'm dead. Dead to time. I'm like, I want to reach it with the hearts. The Smelter Demon 2 is that's the one with the blue fire deep in the cave. That one was tough. That was killer. Yeah. Lysa P is the best. You know what? I passed Lysa P. That boss battle with the puppet at the end, insane. That took me a long time to beat. That's one of the toughest boss. I put that puppet right up there with Orphan Cause and man, what's my other? Oh, and Melania. Or is it Melania? Melania. Yeah, Melania and Orphan Cause, and I want to say that puppet from the Lysa P at the end. That was freaking hard. But I gotta go back and do the DLC. I have not played the DLC yet. Since I'm at the beginning, I'm like, I'm gonna keep on going. I never beat Melania. No, I beat Melania tons of times. I'm saying those are the top three toughest boss battles that I think I've faced in Souls like games. Orphan Cause, great battle, one of the toughest. Before Melania, I would have to say Orphan Cause was probably the toughest boss battle in any Dark Souls game. Then Melania, but yeah, that puppet at the end, because I think like my character was just not geared to take on that last puppet they throw at you at the end of Lysa P. So I was stuck on that one for a while. I was like, every other boss battle was pretty freaking fun. Tough, but fun. I mean, the lightning girl, I forget her name. The last battle in the arena was really cool and tough. But that puppet, Jesus, in that second form? Jeez. I remember the first time I passed Melania, I cheesed it. I did it with summons. I want to say I used which ones did I use? I want to say I used I leaned pretty heavily on the skeletons with the shields, and I think that's how I got my first defeat on her. I didn't really care if I did it by myself or with summons, so I think I used the skeletons with the shields. They survive long enough because of the shields, and they gang up on her, and then I would get in there and get her to the second form, and a couple of the skeletons would survive, but they would pretty much get eradicated right at the beginning of the second form. But it would buy me enough time to jump in and get a little bit of a lead on her before she was able to get them all out of the way. And then on the second playthrough, then I was able to beat her by myself. I think I did like the samurai swords with the mobility. I forget what that slide back mobility was, but I did the swords before, and again, this was before they buffed it with that little extra slide back mobility with the swords. And it was fun. Whoa, jump. Get that guy, get that guy. Now that I played these games, I kind of, because of the toughness and the fact that like I'm like, okay, now I kind of got accustomed to this. I kind of like this. I was thinking of maybe going back and trying another tough game series that I tried but then gave up on pretty quickly. What do you guys think about Ghouls and Ghosts? Specifically Super Ghouls and Ghosts for the Super Nintendo. It was a game that I tried because it was pretty big when it came out. But I gotta say, like, I did not feel like giving it much of a try because of the fact that it was freaking tough. I mean, this game was made for the arcade. It was made to take quarters. This game was not for a nice, relaxing, at-home vibe. This was, what can we do to take quarters from kids in arcades? How can we kill them over and over again? I think this guy's what's taking my time. Oh man, that's what happens. You get like impatient and then you get hit. Dude, this guy's like draining my time. All right. Who's my favorite Belmont? Like I said, I probably had to play Richter just because of Blood. Rondo of Blood is my favorite game. Whoa, no, no, why? Dead. Ah, that's the way to do it, though. Yeah, that's. I gotta get there, but I gotta get there like perfect with like all my life. For the new game, I'm super excited for the new game, especially since it was done by the guys that did what's that other game that I really like? And it's kind of Metroidvania, kind of roguelike. Dead Cells. It's by the makers of Dead Cells, and Dead Cells is fun. Dead Cells is a lot of fun. It's already a lot of inspiration from Castlevania. Hopefully, it's not. They don't push it into that roguelike category, because I do like Metroidvania being Metroidvania, not Dead Cells. Um, Dead Cells is more, I think, more like Hades, more like Returnal. Again, more roguelike. You're supposed to die, rinse and repeat, learn from mistakes, rinse and repeat. But I'm excited for it. Great studio, great choice, and some people aren't too excited for the brightness and the art design, but I like it. It should be fun, because I mean, I like I appreciated the color scheme and the different music in Bloodlines a lot. I didn't think I was gonna be affected by the change, and you feel the Sega Genesis vibe when you play Bloodlines. Like, this is not NES, this is not Sony. This is made for an entirely different hardware, and it hits so good. Like, I love that one. Again, just the color scheme, the music, the arcadey vibe, that Sega Genesis vibe, it was freaking awesome. Great one. Blasphemous a little bit. Yeah, it looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit different. I'm excited for that one. I'm excited for since, like, again, the other part of that Metroidvania is Metroid, and there's a game coming out on the horizon sometime this year. They don't have a specific date, and it looks a little bit like Metroid. What is it called? Like something like Acrolite, and you play this character that looks very similar to Samus, but more like it almost looked like a alien or a bug wearing armor, and you have like these really cool weapons, and you're going through these alien worlds, again very much like Metroid, but the lighting of it and the weapons, the enemies, everything looks really cool. It kind of looks like what I would expect if they kept on making Metroid games, just like they keep on making Castlevania games. I think like that's how I would picture Metroid looking in a 2D game, as opposed to the Prime games. Yeah, but check it out. It's something like Acrolite. If you like Super Metroid, which again, Super Metroid is probably one of my top. It's got to be in my top 10. For the longest time, it was my favorite game of all time. But if you haven't played it, play it. It is a great game, and check out that Acrolite. Acrolite looks really good. It's again like the same excitement that I have for the new Castlevania. This new Acrolite that looks like a Metroid game, it just looks so good. Especially since Metroid just doesn't seem interested in making a Metroid. Ah, man. Especially since Nintendo just does not seem interested in making a Metroid type game. So they've been going the 3D route. They've been going with Prime. They've had some good success with the 3D part of it. So I don't blame them from going that route. And some people didn't like when they which one's Metroid Dread. I've never played Dread. I do want to, but it kind of divided the fan base a little bit. And some people like it, some people don't. I actually got Blasphemous 1 and 2 on a Steam sale, and so that is on my to-do list. That my backlog of games is like huge, dude. Sheesh. I don't know how many games I got to go through, but yeah, I got Blasphemous 1 because you give me something that looks like a Dark Souls game in a 2D world. Yeah, I'm there. And then everybody just raves about those titles, so you know it's gonna be good. But yeah, they're on my they're in my backlog. I have to get to them, but I have so many games in the backlog on all sorts of different consoles, and there's games that I bought when they first came out that I haven't got into, different series. Man, Ghost of Tsushima still on my to-do list. Persona 5, bought it day one, still have not played it. I played 3 and 4. Silent Hill 2 remake. I didn't get a chance to play Silent Hill when it came out, when the original came out. I didn't play it, and I love survival horror games, so it's kind of wild that it's one of the best survival horror games of all time, and I never played it. I played like every Dark Souls game. I'm not Resident Evil games. I played all the Dead Space games. If it's survival horror, I at least gave it a try. But yeah, Silent Hill 2, just never played it. Now I have it. I've had it for a while now, and again, it's one of those, it's on my to-do list. There's so many games on, like I said, on the to-do list, so many games in the backlog, so I will get to them eventually, but it's too many to know exactly when we will get to them. Oh, I'm dead. I let that bat hit me one too many times. So I have the remake of Silent Hill 2 waiting for me. DLC to, like you just said, Lies of P is waiting for me. What everybody considers the best Persona game waiting for me. Yeah, that's one too many hits. We're I want to wait for sale for RE9. What price do you think it's worth? I would say I just started playing that on the stream, and I would say it's worth at least, if you can get it between the 40 and 50 price range, get it. I hear from a lot of people that it's short, but what I'm playing, I'm enjoying every part of it. I'm enjoying every part of it. I haven't even got into much of the Leon parts yet. I'm still on the what is her Ashley Crafters. I forget what her name is, but whatever her name is, man, the horror side of it, it's almost like you're watching one of the Conjuring movies, and you're, instead of being like one of the two main characters in it, I'm one of the kids that gets possessed. So it's kind of like I get to be the weak kid. That's kind of what I feel like when I'm playing that. I'm playing as not Leon Kennedy that has gone through this a number of times already, and he's not scared easily because he's gone through RE2, RE4, RE6. So he's been there, done that. It's not a situation it's gonna scare him. He's ready for it. He's infected in this game, so I think that's a very dangerous Leon. When you think about it, he's already tough to deal with. You got him almost like Doc Holliday, like with the disease, like, so now he really doesn't give a damn. So yeah, a Leon with nothing to live for because he's dying, that's a very dangerous Leon, dude. That's a very dangerous Leon. So I haven't even gotten to his parts, and you played with him a little bit at the opening area just to kind of give you a little taste of what's to come. But right now I'm mainly the girl, the I don't know if I think she's FBI. Yeah, I'm mainly playing as the FBI girl, and she is just scared and running, and like, you can't really put down zombies, so it's like you can knock them down and run away and get away from them and get to the next save spot, but you cannot seem to be able to kill them. So I'm in that position, but it's fun. I gotta say, it's fun. It's because it's like they make it hard enough where it's tough, but not overtly hard where you're just like, damn, and I'm gonna destroy a controller or something like that, you know? So far I've been enjoying it. The graphics are stunning. Great game to look at. Very intense, I gotta say too. I'm almost like, every time I'm just like, there's a lot, it's like very suspenseful. You're like, man, am I gonna make it to the next save? Am I gonna make it to find ribbon to be able to save? But it's beautiful. But yeah, I would say 40-50 would be the sweet spot for me, because I hear from a lot of people that it's short, but I don't really mind it being short, because again, it's a survival horror. So I mean, once you learn it, I would say kind of like RE2 and RE8, once you learn it and you can start just kind of running through the areas, you know where everything is, it'll probably feel a lot shorter. But for now, when I'm just kind of trying to be as stealthy as possible with the FBI agent, because again, she cannot seem to get rid of the zombies. You can only knock them down and move past them, but that also means that the next time you need to circle back to get something else, they're right there. You gotta conserve your ammo, because you'll eventually you're gonna need it. Leon on the other side just freaking knocks them down and then kicks them and face plants them and completely just annihilates them. I think at this point, like, the zombies are running away from Leon. Reminds me of that That scene from Watchmen when Rorschach goes to jail. Like, you're not. I'm not stuck in here with you guys. You're stuck in here with me. I kind of feel like Leon. Leon's like, yeah, man. I get it. You're locking this place down. You're infecting people with the zombie virus, but and so what? They're like, yeah, and so what? What is that gonna do to Leon? Like, you just made it more welcoming for him. Like, hey, like, I mean, this feels like home. Yeah, I would say it's pretty tough, but it's engaging, and like the story just drives you forward. They made everything just very easy. The world just makes it easy. Like the thing I think I appreciate the most too is that hiding actually works. Like, you're a defenseless character in this FBI lady, but they at least are making it like doable. Like, a lot of times they make it like they make it so that you have to be in a defensive situation with like a character that can't defend themselves, and they're giving you that setup that you have to be able to get through it with a character that needs to defend herself in a different way. But the hiding mechanics just don't work the way that they should, you know. And so it makes the experience like I feel like almost like wanting to talk to the game developers and saying like, hey, I see what you're trying to do here, but it's not working the way you wanted the game to work, you know. Woo, we did it. That was tough. I knew that was the way to do it, but I was trying to get there with one life. Use Alucard to traverse that hellscape, because I've tried it with Simon, but one bat hits you the wrong way and they throw you directly into a drop. Here we go. So we're on 7-1 now. We're in the next one. But let me catch up with some of this here. All right, continue. Entertaining, but I think Excel would be worth it. It depends on how much you want to play it. Kevlar, man, what's going on, brother? Wait a year, it could be 20. Yeah, if you wait a year, it could be 20. But if you wait a year, you might be in an issue kind of like I was, where you're just going to get inundated with all the backlog of everything else you want to play. So I would say if you have the time now and you can find it for 40, pull the trigger. You won't regret it. Pretty tough and engaging. I've avoided it. Anytime I hear people start talking about spoilers in regards to it, I just nah. I tune out. Do I have favorite Fantastic Four? I gotta say I enjoyed uh Torch in Fantastic Four, the original. Was it the original? Or maybe it was the second of the original movies where where they had the Silver Surfer. I think he was very witty, and he was kind of like this jerky, arrogant type of like Human Torch, but that's kind of like what Human Torch is. So I think I enjoyed that. Um, I wish it would do a good Fantastic Four, but I think like there's a lot of elements of the Marvel universe where they've given too much of the charisma, the personality, the storylines of one or two characters to amp up another character. Kind of like case in point would be Iron Man. Iron Man has been brought up, elevated to this really high standard, high status, smartest guy in the world, smartest tech, world renowned. Even Thanos knew about him. Just like you're in a problem, here's a guy whose mind's going to help you out. Who does that remind you of in the comics? And I'm not saying it's not Iron Man, and once in a while he will come up with like how to solve something with his mind instead of like jumping into the Iron Man suit and um, settling things with a fight. But who is the smartest person when you think about like the comics? And in my head, it's always Mr. Fantastic. It's always Mr. Reed. It's in the comics, he is the smartest guy out there. He is. That's why he's in the Illuminati. That's why evil versions of him are really tough to deal with. That's why he defeats Doom, even when Doom becomes in the way that they're doing this new movie. They're using a little bit of a storyline from the comics, and even in that storyline, it was the Fantastic Four and Steve Richards that literally outsmarts him, outwits him. It's like, you know. And another part another part that was kind of pulled away from other characters to build up Iron Man in the movie universe is Ant-Man, the original Ant-Man. In the comics, he creates Ultron. In the comics, he now even has merged with Ultron. So the original Ant-Man is now in the comics merged with his creation Ultron. And I think you see some of that in the What If series in the cartoons, where they show Ultron and they depict him with the old Ant-Man. And again, because in the comics he kind of created him, so I think it's kind of like that. So I think it's kind of weird because a lot of those roles have been filled in and kind of amalgamated into one. Again, one Iron Man, one Stark. Stark, for all purposes, all intents and purposes, is Mr. Fantastic, is Hank Pym, is Iron Man. All three of them, all three minds are into one, basically, in order to prop them up for the movies, for the cinematic universe. And I mean, it's worked. So I mean, what can you say about it? But now it's kind of like you've taken away some of what makes the Ant-Man special in the comics, and you've taken away some of what makes Mr. Fantastic special in the comics. So you kind of are left with, now you have to create something for them to be memorable in the movie universe, and that's going to be hard because we have these established characters, established timeline. How do you go about that? Ah, crap. Oh, well. Go. Ah. My first time being here, so. What do you think about the thing? I think Michael Chiklis played him pretty well in the original. I think again, just how they change a lot for the movie universe. Why can't they make him stronger? I know he's usually beaten up by the Hulk in the comics, but you had a great movie in which the Hulk took on the Abomination, and that was a great battle. I wish they would beef up the thing, and it's kind of hard to see happening anymore because of the fact that CGI is just not that big anymore. The studios have moved away from it because of the time consumption, the money, the fact that like crews were complaining about working these long hours, not being able to go home and see their families. Which again, it's are very valid reasons for cutting back on CGI. But again, that's the reason why you see a lot of the Marvel movies nowadays just don't have that type of polish that the originals had with the CGI, and combining both of the real shots and blending them very smoothly with all the CGI stuff going on. And now we get a lot of movies that kind of come out and have baked CGI that you can kind of spot, and they make mistakes like in Captain America, where Captain America stops a flagpole thrown at him, full swing by Red Hulk. Yeah, so I don't know how do you with normal techniques, a la maybe like how Sam Raimi did Army of Darkness and Spider-Man the original. How do you maybe create a cool Hulk and the thing fight? Because I gotta say, if you could get like the thing to fight the Hulk in a very interesting way, or even Red Hulk, the Abomination, I think that would go a long way in making those characters more interesting to the public. But without that, I just I don't know. I don't know how do you go about that. Especially again in a CGI less CGI world. It'd be hard to think of a way in which Hollywood would be able to pull that off. What do you think? I mean, it's a character that you love. How do you think Hollywood can pull off revamping their image? It's a question that I even have right now in regards to the X-Men. X-Men have had a very detracting last few decades in the comics because of the fact that Sony owned the rights to the X-Men for the longest time. And so for the longest time, they were getting buried in the storylines. I remember growing up and everything from X-Men '97, X-Men comics, all the interest in Wolverine. I grew up the two main comics that sold. Actually, I would say that the three main comics that sold a lot when you went to a comic book store is Spider-Man, any Spider-Man, Batman, and Wolverine and X-Men. I put both of those combined because Wolverine and X-Men titles sold like you can print money basically, releasing any. That's why you had so many Uncanny X-Men, New X-Men, blah blah blah. You know, Amazing X-Men, whatever it was. I think they were kind of like Spider-Man and Batman. They had multiple titles going out at the same time, and multiple Wolverine runs by himself, multiple Gambit runs by himself. yeah, I mean, they were popular as heck. And then again, like then the movies started coming out, and they lost the rights to them because Marvel was almost growing broke, so they sold the rights to Spider-Man, uh, X-Men, what have you. And so, how do you bring them back? It's kind of makes me think about like just like you and the Thing. How do you bring the X-Men back? How do you bring them back into the fold, into like their full X-Men greatness? Pre Marvel needing to almost like handicap them because of the fact that they were not owned by, they did not own the rights to them for the longest time, you know. And so this elevation of a, like, again, it's weird to think of now, but like growing up, like the Avengers were not even a B team back in the day, guys. Like there was the X-Men, there was other X-Men like the X-Force, you know, and there was Fantastic Four, there was, yes, the Avengers, there was Excalibur, like there was a bunch of different teams running around, and people loved powers, people loved the X-Men, and the Avengers were just not even a B team, like, but they've been elevated in the because of the movies, because of the they were the few characters that Marvel still own outright and can do anything they want with them. They've been elevated, so now they're the strongest. And because X-Men had to be pushed down for such a long time, I almost feel like, how do you bring them back into the fold? How do you bring them back into their greatness? And at this point, do they even want to, you know? We got to a point where Marvel has been burying them for such a long time. There was even a time where they were pushing really hard on the Inhumans being the next X-Men, because again, the Inhumans were a group that they still owned outright, but it's not the same. And I mean, I like myself some Inhumans too, but there were no X-Men. Dang, where we going? Oh, we gotta wait until I can reach that, huh? And bed. Oh, wait a minute. I could have just become a Dalek card and flown my way over there. Yeah, I'm dead. I am muerte. If I stick over here. Hey, that guy. Come here. Sheesh. Oh, stuck now. Dead. Spawn could be his match. I think Spawn could fight the Thing. I think Spawn's way too powerful for the Thing. Spawn is an entity or a guy that can go into hell and defeat basically the devil of the Image Comics world in Malbolgia. And yeah, I would say no. Yeah, Spawn is just way overpowered. Spawn is too powerful. If the Thing was to catch Spawn when he was low on power and afraid to use his powers because he's going to be sent back to hell, and it's not a good time for him to go back to hell because he's got other things to do in the world, then maybe the Thing has an opportunity. But other than that, yeah, no. I would say that would be a very unfair matchup. I think when it comes to the thing, I would keep it brawler versus brawler. I don't want to see the thing take on somebody that's gonna defeat him like Spawn. I would like to see the thing take on, because again, I think he needs to be established as a powerhouse. He needs to be established as Hulk. Um, Again, just somebody who can actually man, I'm dead. He needs to be established again as a powerful character. He needs to be established as, like, again, like a Hulk, Abomination, Juggernaut. I mean, there you go. What about a crossover where Ben somehow visits the Mutant Academy? I don't know, maybe like paying a visit to the professor, dropping off some tech, picking up something for Reed to work on or something or other, and the mansion gets attacked by like Juggernaut or something, and you don't have Colossus on base to take him on. So Ben has to basically pick up the slack and be the guy to take him on. Establishing his power with an established character. Again, it has to be somebody, in my eyes, like the Hulk, someone like Juggernaut, Red Hulk, someone of his stature. And so, because again, like, they've tried to launch these characters so much at this point, and it's just not working. And I feel like you have to do it in a way in which, and again, I think it works for each of these characters, where Ben has to be shown as being able to take on somebody like the Hulk, take on somebody like a Juggernaut, and hold their own. If maybe even have a possibility to use part strength, part brains to be able to ink out a victory or come close to it, even if they can't. You know, they need to be established as their power set. Ben is strong. He needs to be established with his strength. Reed is freaking smart. He needs to be established in a way, and he's put up against a Iron Man. He's put up against a Hank Pym. He's put up against somebody like really smart, and he comes out on top. And I think that's the only way to do it, because you need to establish them with their core strengths. Their core strengths being, again, one being super smart and one being super tough. So that's what I would do. You bastard. Maybe we can figure out how to stop him. At least pin him with chains and cape until he finds a weakness. Think he's Hellblast would do something to him. Spawn just got way too much powers. I think even if you catch Spawn on a day in which he can't use his powers, I think Al Simmons figures out a way to. I don't know. He always keeps his weaponry from his soldier days. I think even with just going Punisher mode on him, he'd figure out a way to take down the thing. So and again, it sounds sad to say, but I just feel like he would. I mean, I just don't. I mean, this is kind of like comparing like Michael Jordan with like a six man that comes off the bench. You know, like Spawn's like his own title. Spawn's been going for like years. Like he has his own title. Like I'm like, no, there's just no way, in no shape, like does the thing beat up Spawn. I just don't see it. Wait. Staccato. What? Who's bringing up staccato? I think. Blast. Do you know who Jack? Do I know who Jackie Staccato is? Heck yeah. One of my favorite characters, man. He's taking on crazy characters, even the army of heaven and hell. Yes. I love the darkness. I wish they would have kept that comic going. I hate that. Who was it? I don't know if it was the story done by Mark Silvestri. I knew he did the drawing. Did he also do the storyline? I want to say the drawings for sure was Mark Silvestri, but yeah, those were awesome. I want to say the original series 1 through 20, maybe even 1 through 30, all like somewhere like in my collection. I have Spawn 1 through 40, 1 through 50, and I have the Darkness 1 through 20 or 1 through 30. Who would win, Al Simmons versus Jason? That is a little bit more fair. Yeah, that one's an interesting one. That one is an interesting one. Both very, very powerful. Yeah, that one, I think that one's a little bit a better power set. Which also reminds me though, like video games and the Darkness. I played the Darkness 1, and I've heard really good things about the Darkness 2. I don't even know what system I could get Darkness 2 on, but I want to get Darkness 2 and play it. The Thing versus Jack. The Thing would get annihilated, dude. I love your backing up of the Thing though. Like I admire it. I admire it. You gotta believe in your character, man. I don't think I have enough hearts to get through that one section. Ah, you. It worked. Yeah. I like it worked. It worked, and I still have my other lives. I so wish this was Super Castlevania 4 so I could actually use the whip going up. You have them on 360? It's on PlayStation 3 and 360. All right, cool. I need to get them. I need to get them. I enjoyed the first one a lot. It almost felt like back in those days it was hard for any video game company to get the license to something like as entertaining as that, and for it to actually be a pretty decent game, and they did it. Yeah, but I was kind of weary of it, and I did not think they were gonna pull it off. And when I played the first one, I remember thinking, I'm like, dude, this has no business being as good as it is. And I mean, because it was good. Like the Darkness is a good game. So yeah, I'm like, shout out for bringing that one. That's one of those really good games that like not a lot of people remember. And yeah, I'm sad that I played the first one, but I'm sad that I never got a chance to play the second one. So actually, I wish I had. How did I do it last time? Why is that thing just landing on me, dude? Yeah, I played the first Darkness. Enjoyed it. That's why I thought it's like, dude, like how does this like how did this come to be? How did the stars align and you get a studio that like actually pulled it off and was actually able to deliver a really solid game? Because I remember the first Darkness, again, great shooter, first person, and you're running and gunning, and you got the tentacles. It felt like so unfair, but again, you're the Darkness, so it felt really unfair. Like you're able to use your tentacles to beat up on these mafia bosses and mafia henchmen, and do it with your powers and gunning, and it just was beautiful. And I heard the second one's actually just as good, if not better, and the storyline's awesome. Oh man, yeah, one of the games that I have on my to-do list. But yeah, I don't kind of have to look online. I don't even know if Amazon would have it. I kind of have to go something like eBay, or maybe like, what's that, DK Oldies, see if maybe I can, because I don't think that's like a sought after game. Not a lot of people know about the Darkness. Manhunt, never played 2. It's James Cash. You own them? Nice. Yeah, I don't even know if it's like a game that would be like available like on Steam or something. Ah. Nah, it's not on Steam. So basically, I had to find it cartridge. Yeah, I'm gonna see if like maybe like DK Oldies then. They have a lot of like old games and for different systems. And again, I'm hoping that like not a lot of people know about the Darkness. So I don't think it's a title that's sought after. Like you try to get a copy of Symphony of the Night nowadays, it's like $200. But hopefully I can get a copy of Darkness 2, because I definitely want to play that one. Yeah, that game was freaking amazing. I think that one kind of snuck for me under the radar because like I played the first one, enjoyed it, was waiting for the next one to come out, and it took a long time, and I think by the time it did, like I didn't have like time to play it, so I'm like, I'll get that later, and then I never did. And then by the time I was ready to play it again, it was like hard to find. It came and oh no, yeah, it came and went really quickly. And I don't, since they didn't sell too much, I don't want to say it was never like you went to like GameStop and just kind of saw it sitting there and going like, oh hey, I'll pick this up. Not a lot, again, just not a lot of people play it, so I think, yeah, I don't think I think like it just kind of like one of those games that just kind of slipped through the cracks, because I know if it would have been in the even if it was used, I would have picked it up for sure. One game that from my past that I want to play that I don't really see. It was a FromSoft game. No, not a FromSoft. It was a Square Enix game. It was RPG like. This was kind of like when Square Enix was in their prime, coming out with Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VIII, and they were not Square Enix yet. They were Squaresoft. What were they? Squaresoft? I want to say it was Squaresoft. It's a game called Vagrant Story. Great art design, very cool look to them. Not a lot of people, again, a game that just like I don't hear too many people really talk about. When it came out, a lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't really appreciate it as much because again, it's like this is kind of them in their heyday. Everybody knew them for coming up with Final Fantasies, and so I don't think like they were expecting something this different because it was RPG-ish, but it was not a Final Fantasy RPG like. It was its own thing, but I just remember loving the art design, loving the story element, loving the characters, and again, just it was just weird. It was like a one and done. It was one of those one and dones that I just felt like, what happened? Like, this is a really good game. I had a lot of fun with it. I owned it. I had it. But again, this was a long time ago, so I feel like I didn't hold on to stuff. There's a lot of stuff. I had a copy of Symphony of the Night. I sold it. I had a copy of Vagrant Story. To this day, like I regret that I also like I don't have a copy of the original Metal Gear Solid. Um, I do have a copy of the original Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9 for the original PlayStation, and I do have a copy of Resident Evil 2 for the original PlayStation, and the fighting game Street Fighter Alpha 3 for the original PlayStation. But I wish I also had kept my Symphony of the Night and my Metal Gear Solid. And now looking back, probably Vagrant Story as well. You gotta be patient on this section. Keep on making like the exact same mistake. There we go. Jump over here. Jump over there. Wait. Wait. There we go. Yeah. All right. Another section of this. Perfect. What up, Dino? You got my attention. I just don't know what you. talk to me. Hey, chill out. Oh, you suck. Oh, I hate that guy. All right. I'm true. What's the question? Here's a question, guys. We seem to have a good group here that loves comics. How do you guys feel about Doomsday? Are you guys positive? Are you guys feeling negative about it? Do you guys think this brings us back to form? Will this bring Marvel back to form? Is this gonna be any good? Is this gonna suck? I get the feeling like it's gonna suck, to be honest. I'm hoping it doesn't, but I do get the feeling like it might suck. And I do not feel good about that because I actually love Marvel a lot. I feel like they have not been going in a good direction. I felt like Kang was a good idea. I felt like they had a couple really good pieces in the Kang storyline when it started with the Ant-Man storyline, Wanda a little bit. That could have been a little bit handled a little bit better. And then the Loki series handled it, probably setting him up the best. But where are we? Like how are you guys feeling? Do you think this movie's gonna be any good? Are we gonna get back to form? Or are we just gonna keep plummeting and getting worse? Oh, is it a boss battle? Not bad. Oh, Jesus, I thought I won. Oh my God, are we gonna have to move up? And I think I'm cornered. Fuck. Oh, damn, son. Let me play, dude. Playing Tetris on my head over here. Jeez. This is tough, guys. This is tough. Have I heard about type O negative? Is that a Final Fantasy? Oh, come on, no. Murder me. Oh, Jesus. If only I've had hearts, then I could just... Jumping sucks here. Man, I'm gonna die. Ooh, this is hard, dude. If I would have picked up every heart so that I could just fly off, they probably wouldn't let me. Dude, that's my Peters rock. It's a rock band? Noise. I gotta listen to some. I'm a huge rock fan, but I gotta say that's one that I have not heard. I love everything from Beatles, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Weezer, Wolf Mother, for those who know that one. One that is up my alley that is not up a lot of people's alley is The Doors. Huge fan of The Doors. I wish this was like the what's that collection that came out with like Battletoads? I forget what that was. But I wish it was like that so that I could actually choose which part you start off in. Oh no. So that I could practice those particular sections that I suck at. Like, obviously I would go up to that one section with Tetris game being played on my head and get better at that. And here we go. All right. Patience. Patience. Now. There we go. It literally is just the patience. Oh, heck no. I thought it was just going to be one flying at me. It's like the first time they sent two. I was like, no, thank you. Okay, what we got here? Oh, okay. There we go. Melt. One more. Wow, dude. Oh, I'm dead. Alright, dude, at least get out. Get out. Yeah, we made it. Wait, what? I made it. Oh, send me for that far back. Send to me that far. Oh, let's see here. We got going on some music taste here. I also like BLS, DMF. But you don't like Dracula. All right. It. Last life. Jesus. Annihilated like the majority of my health. I need like a roast. Nope. Nah, it's not gonna be easy this time. I don't have all the hearts I did. Dead. Einstein, but I need to replace the last album as it was stolen off. What? Somebody stole an album? Vinyl? Vinyl? I feel bad because vinyl's like an arm and a leg. If it is vinyl, I feel bad. I gotta make it there with as many hearts as possible. Let me take care of these guys the old-fashioned way. Hey, come here. Come on, little guy. Sweet. All right. What? No. Oh. I was doing so until I wasn't. Right, come on. Alright, I think last time 5 hearts was enough. Oh, dude, he almost got me. Alright, that'll help. Wait. Oh, that'll help a lot. And now we know this. Now we know this. Come on, move back. Give me a chance. Alright. Full whip. A few hearts. Wait. Two guys. Wish I had those vinyl. Most of my vinyl are newer. I just started vinyl, man, to be honest. Got a few of my favorite rock albums. Just because I feel like there's certain rock albums that you just can't replicate, or you don't see a lot of people like releasing albums that kind of make that type of impact anymore. Again, like a Metallica's The Black Album, Weezer's The Blue Album, Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, The Killer's Hot Fuzz for me. Killer's Hot Fuzz was awesome. There's a bunch of them, but I think that's kind of what just made me want to like buy it, because I'm like, bands just don't release albums that make sense that way anymore, where you can listen to a whole album with a bunch of cool jams that are kind of like in the same family of jams. Please, bat, let me get through this. But it is expensive. Oh. Your vinyls are mainly newer bands you've never heard of in EG soundtrack, video game soundtracks. That's kind of the route I kind of want to go. That's one of the main reasons I started a collection was because of the wanting the great rock albums that I heard listening or listened when I grew up, and just being able to have that. So like the ones I listed, but also like anime soundtracks and video game soundtracks. So I've currently only have uh, the a 4-disc soundtrack for Cowboy Bebop, and I placed an order for Expedition 33 soundtrack, and I want to get the Nier Automata soundtrack. So if you guys ever played those games, then you know why. Those games are just, whoever did the soundtracks for those, man, like high praise. Like those were just, oh man, didn't have the power. Got hit one too many times. I think the harder one that's going to be to get is going to be the Nier, because it is, the last time I checked online, about anywhere from $120 to $140 for a, I think it's a 3-disc set. So that's kind of I feel like that guy should drop a heart for sure. No more hammers. feel like I figured it out a little bit at there. Oh, 600. What am I missing? Pop, 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 pop. Oh, about the Castlevania. I started looking into that. Two ones that I really want a lot. I can't find them. Rondo of Blood. It's somewhere. At least, and maybe you guys can tell me. How is this website Materia, vinyl collections, video games, and anime? They seem to have a lot of the stuff that I want. Some of the stuff's out of stock right now, but they did have the Symphony of the Night collection. I think it's like a disc collection, and they did have Rondo of Blood, but both of them are out. I don't know how much they're going to be when they're back in stock, but I want both of those. That's what you shot. So it's good. Like verified. It comes. It's good. Yeah, yeah. Everything, everything in Rondo. Bloody Tears, Vampire Killer. They have Simon's freaking like song in there, dude. And then obviously Symphony of the Night just has a lot of stuff where I could feel like I could just put it on in the background, and it's just such a chill vibe. I didn't want to use it, but I'm like, I'm just gonna use it. They do come back in stock? I hope so. Like, because for Symphony and Rondo, I definitely would pay anywhere from $50 to $80. I might not get them both at the exact same time, but I definitely would pay that money. But right now, like I said, I already have Expedition 33 on order. It should be coming out sometime either this month or next. And I want to get the Nier Automata one before it keeps going up any higher, because this thing is like Jesus, how much do you want? I know it's like a 2 or 3 album, but anything over 100 just seems excessive. But I'm glad to know that at least that website is legit. I keep getting it promoted to me and a lot of different websites on YouTube, and so I'm like, I was looking for somebody to ask, like, who has actually utilized it and had a good experience with it. Whoa. But now that I know, I'll buy with confidence that I'm getting some good stuff. Ah, and take that little extra step. Same spot too. Once it's sold, it's sold. It's not back in stock. Okay, now I feel sad. I'll find it though. I don't know if I want to play the exuberant amounts that'll probably be like on eBay or something, but I do need to get at least Rondo and Symphony of the Night. I need those two in my collection. jump, jump. Up. Patient. There we go. What's your favorite Metallica song? Nothing Else Matters. I love like everything on the Black Album, but Nothing Else Matters. Just, it's one of those songs that, you know, it hits you. That's one of the songs that just kind of stuck with me. And even the lyrics, just, it's good. Like, I'm like, this is a good jam. All right, they're not melting that one. But I gotta say, I mean, like, I love one. Is that one from Ride the Lightning? I want to say I got like Master of Puppets. Oh, now I'm gonna have to wait. Oh, man, I messed up. I waited too much. Or do I just die? Die. Yeah, Master of Puppets. One. Oh, the cover of Turn the Page. That one is bomb, dude. I wasn't a fan of the original. I hadn't even heard the original, but there's those certain covers that you just love that again, it just kind of hits right. Like I said, Turn the Page, that's the jam right there. Didn't even know there was an original one. Didn't know it was a cover, but Turn the Page, ooh, that is a jam. That'd be a good one to do, like karaoke. On a long and lonesome highway east of Omaha. Yeah, that one's a good one, dude. Here I go on the road again. Here I am up on the stage. Here I go. Turn the page. Obviously, I'd be a little drunker. And in my head, I would sound a lot better. Get up there. We did it. Get that. I thought for sure he was going to give me one more time. All right, we have the roast over there, so we can take a couple hits from this guy. Sweet. Other than that sucks, I keep on doing it on like my last life. For me, it's forever. I love that one too. For whom the bell tolls is an awesome song. I think For Whom the Bell Tolls now, because of Zombieland, I'm always thinking of that now. Like that, Zombieland and For Whom the Bell Tolls are like one and the same for me now. If you guys ever watched that movie. In the beginning, like they're playing the jam, and there's like, I think there's a bunch of people running, a bunch of zombies, but the one that sticks out is like there's like a stripper running, and she's got the little um, what would you call the? It's like pasties on her breast, and oh no, do that. She got the pasties and they're like spinning in the air as as the as the song plays. It was like perfect, dude. For whom the bell tolls, time marches on. I got a little bit of life here. I got the feeling from last time that the exit's gonna be on the left. It seemed like I was getting close to something, but on the left side. Yeah, Zombieland, dude. Like that song is probably very memorable in that, and Bill Murray getting killed as a. Oh man, did they switched up the combo on me? Yeah, Bill Murray getting killed. We said. You forgot about Zombieland, dude? Come on, the opening with For Whom the Bell Tolls, little pasties flopping in slow mo as like the song is played. Like, dude, that's burned into my brain. That and zombie, man, what's his name again? Bill Murray, zombie Bill Murray, dude. Tragic. I love Ghostbusters, so yeah. I'm like, oh, dude, Bill Murray. It's actually Bill Murray. Oh no, they killed Bill Murray. And I missed. Nah, 420 for you guys. Dang, dude. Well, thank you for being on here. Yeah, I'm thinking this is my last try for tonight. I'm in a good time with you guys. And I'm glad at least we passed the one. Because that stage was already driving me pretty nuts. So at least we're in 7. Then this one doesn't seem as hard as that other one. It's just getting used to the Tetris area. I needed those hearts. All right, stay. There we go. talk to me. I never stopped. Alright, time for that bat. Oh, I wish I had like 2 more hearts. I think we can get it done though. Perfect. Yeah, I remember they switched up the mechanics on me. At the top, as you get to the top, they switched up how they're dropping them. So right here, it's just like that. You climb down, then jump right back up. They'll drop that middle one, drop back down, they drop that one, they drop back up. But somewhere as you're getting close to that left section, they get rid of that. So I'm gonna have to make my way to the left. Yeah, all of a sudden there'll be like one other on the right. But right now it's still in the same pattern. Alright, come on. Back to the top. You see, there we go. Probably best to maybe just start on this side then, I guess. Jeez, okay, I'm dead. Stuck. I'm stuck. Okay, now I'm stuck. I'm out. Like, you can't do like a minor jump. Yeah, I don't know the combination on this side. There's just no way. Like, I'm hitting it very lightly so that I can just move over. Yeah, they just will not allow me. There's no way to just do a soft little jump. I'm gonna have to start on the right side and then make my way towards the left as it gets closer to. But I'm dead for now. I'm gonna just let that one run. But it looks like we're at the end. This is probably the last part of it. There probably is maybe a boss battle at the top, but we'll see. We'll play this again. Favorite pal? What's your favorite pal? Power. So I'll probably do a stream on this on Saturday, guys. Do a Saturday, same time, probably start around 10:30, 11 o'clock, and we'll go till maybe like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Um, I'm glad we got at least past stage 6. 7's looking a lot easier. This last part, though, with the blocks, I feel like I'm going to dread this one. But I figured out the pattern on the right, but I think when it switches, I got to start making my way towards the left because the left seems to be building to a set of blocks that I'm probably going to have to jump to. So we'll see how that goes. So I'll see you guys Saturday for that. Tomorrow, I will be continuing my Resident Evil playthrough. I'm still with the FBI girl, so again, a lot of running and hiding. But like I said, what's really great about this is that the hiding actually works. There's a lot of games out there where they want you to hide and it just doesn't work. One of the ones that come to mind right now would be The Evil Within. Love The Evil Within a lot. I love it, The Evil Within. Wish they I gotta play 2, and I wish they would complete the trilogy and make another one and kind of tie it more back to the first game, because the first game has a great ending that leaves a little bit of an opening for some of these characters to come back, and we can get a little bit of a conclusion to the guy that got away. For those of you who play that one, um, yeah, that would be so good. But yeah, the Evil Within has like that hide from like the bad guys mechanic, but I always felt like it just doesn't seem to work as nicely as I would like it to. But in Resident Evil, it does. Um, and again, that could also be just because the zombies are a lot dumber. When you're playing Evil Within, some of these guys are not zombie and they're not stupid, so maybe they'll spot you a lot easier. But I wish like games that had that hide and make your way past a big menacing butcher or what have you would work the way that they should, so you could actually do it. um, but yeah, Resident Evil Requiem actually does that. She hides well. She has one hit kills, but it's very hard to get. It's an item. It's you have to build it, and it's not very easily accessible. So keeps the tension up. So I'll see you guys if you want to check that out tomorrow. If not, I'll see you guys Saturday. And thank you both. Kevlar, thank you. Dinosaur 8707 8702. Thank you, man. Thank you for checking out the stream. I definitely appreciate it. Like the vibe you guys both bring to the stream. Hope I see you on Saturday. But enjoy the rest of your evening. Get yourself some sleep, and I'll catch you on the next one.